Picture this. Right now, we're sitting like you could metaphor it to, we're in 1940 and you can buy Ford and Chevy stock.
Ooh.
Or General Electric or something. Like we're sitting right there.
You think Bitcoin is at that point of like buying Ford in the 1940s kind of thing?
Like Model T stuff or whatever, like new stuff.
Right.
Like that's where we're at. So like if you consistently invest, not being stupid or anything, you know, if you can consistently invest into whatever you're investing in crypto, you're gonna. I think your grandkids will be like, "Whoa, grandma was a genius." You know?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what if your grandpa had 1940 or whatever? What if he had bought, 10 grand in those stocks?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
all right.
Yeah. I mean, or even just go back to like 1990 Amazon. Right? You don't even have to go. You could go back
Microsoft, Amazon, Apple.
Yeah. And you know what? The tech bubble, the .com bubble, like scary stuff. Because it was super volatile, super up and down. No one knew what was going to happen. I think it's fascinating to look back at these articles of people saying it won't be a thing, it'll crash. Like people like the personal communication. So like the technology and internet will just be a fad, or I don't know. You know, right?
Yeah.
But now you're looking at crypto. So I actually thought Bitcoin was seasoned. That's what's interesting is I thought Bitcoin is like old.
Oh, it's been around for a bit, but
that's what I'm saying. So, like when I look at Bitcoin, I'm like, oh, that's one of the older ones. You know what I'm saying? It is one of the first, right? Yeah. But if it was the first, wasn't it?
There's other projects and things.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so
it's like the first major
one. So I look at Bitcoin, I think, okay, that's been around for a while because this is actually the same thing. A lot of our viewers here in my age group in the 20s, they look at Bitcoin almost like it's like, okay, that's not the new project. Everyone's looking for the moon project. They're looking for Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. They're looking for the one that's going to go to the moon, right? They're looking to get in at Bitcoin when Bitcoin was cheap, right? So what
Bitcoin is cheap though.
Okay, see that's what I want you to talk about is because you're saying Bitcoin's cheap. Everyone's looking at like, okay, Bitcoin's expensive. They want to get in on the ones that are 0.00002 cents.
You can do some of that. Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So where's the balance there? So because obviously you've got some big stuff coming out of crypto. You have a crypto fund. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
You have a massive crypto fund being launched soon, if it's not already launched. So where do you guys see the balance in that? Where do you see the balance in getting into these smaller, newer projects as opposed to projects like Bitcoin? We don't think is going anywhere, right? I don't think Ethereum's going anywhere either. So those are more like, seasoned projects. Where's the balance between those?
Well, so there's a simple rule. A lot of people talk about it, and it's buckets. So 40-40-20 rule. 40% of investments in very boring stuff. For me, that would be like real estate.
Okay.
Pretty boring, good cash flow stuff.
Right.
And then 40% in mid-risk type of stuff, stocks and things like that are large cap and that. And then 20% in moonshots, and crypto should be, in my mind, your moonshot money, right?
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Now,
so all crypto's moonshots. You consider Bitcoin in there with the moonshot kind of thing.
It's risky, like it go to zero, possibly. Yeah. Now, you could take that same rule and apply it to crypto. So that 20% like that I allocate to crypto, I break that up into 40% large cap stuff like Bitcoin and things like that. 40% mid-level stuff. And then 20% moonshot.
Interesting.
So you can do the subcategories.
Okay, so you take the subcategory of the 20%, which is considered more risky, and you still hedge even the more risky ones with the ones that are like, okay, more Bitcoin, Ethereum style, but then also you take a little more mid-range shots. So and then the moonshots, crap coins. So let me ask you this: what are some of the mid-range ones that you're looking at? Because we know probably what the more steady ones are like.
It's pretty simple. You can just do what I call a crap coin spread. It's a joke that I made up.
Okay.
So you could go into crypto.com or Coinbase and you could look at the top 100 projects. You take out anything that's pegged at $1, like a stable coin, and there you go. And basically it goes, the top level ones are less risky, and as they usually go down the market cap list, they become more risky. Simple.
And so you're just constantly researching these smaller ones because I know you do a lot of research. So if you even send out a lot of research to people who follow you, say, hey, look into this one, right?
Yeah, people can look into. There's so many projects now, But again, Bitcoin being like the staple, Ethereum being maybe like the secondary, right? Those are like the two big ones.
Yeah.
But what I think people want to look at is ecosystems, because there's a lot of different cool ecosystems popping up right now.
Well, that's okay. So let me ask you that then, because I've heard people say once it gets listed on crypto.com or Coinbase, it's already too late.
No, that means it's good.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
For large cap, because remember, Coinbase has, I mean, they're worth billions of dollars.
Yeah.
They have billions of dollars worth of analysts, right?
Yeah.
Deciding what they vet to stick on their exchange. So if you look at like their top 20 tokens they have on there, they don't want all the Coinbase users to have like some rug, you know, where they mean, you know, people are getting stolen from and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're going to vet it to whatever, you know, qualifications that they have. Now, for Moonshot, a lot of times, you know, if you're talking to guys that are starting a project, you know about the developers and they have an actual utility, or even if it's just pure hype, like NFT, if you're in the right networks, then you can find out what the Moonshot stuff is.
So being kind of like, I mean, it's not like insider training, but like basically the people who were working for Apple or maybe knew the people of Apple, you know, obviously had a better opportunity than the people who found out about it 10 years later and heard it on the news, right? So because that's actually something you said about that your mentor taught you, is that you find the problems and then you get in those ecosystems, right? Then by getting in those ecosystems, you can learn the problems, right? So there's probably along the same kind of thing of crypto, getting into different crypto ecosystems, so you can kind of learn about each project and kind of get, like, honestly, vet it out, see where the problems are, see what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing your own cryptocurrency or starting up your own thing?
I advise on a lot of different NFT and cryptocurrency, you know, projects, but there's no need to. Like people go, do you do mining anymore? Because in 2014 we built the largest mining facility, Bitcoin mining facility here in Utah. But it's just like, no, man, you could. It's easy enough. Just dollar cost average and buy what you want in the positions that you want. That's why we have the fund, though, because we do the pre-screening on the large cap, mid cap, and the Moonshot, right, to save people a lot of agony,
right?
Because like a lot of this stuff, though, we may hear some news and some chatter of what's going to happen to a certain currency. Cryptocurrency.
And we can't speak its name at this point.
You know, whatever it is. And then we can be like, well, man, it's probably a high risk play, though, because this news is coming out next week. So then we'll just move out of that, move into a different one. So I've seen people do huge write-ups and drops. Yeah. Because usually people get greedy and they just want to keep riding it forever and then they lose, right?
Yeah, right.
I don't know any really rich traders that have been like a couple decades rich in anything, in stocks and
trading.
Traders, they usually lose.
Dude, thank you. Thank you. I've been saying like
Forex and all that
bullshit.
It's like,
no one knows the market, and anyone who claims to have some system that way they can know the market is blowing smoke up everyone's ass. Like I read this, and I was studying some of this from these people, where you have a better chance of winning in Vegas gambling than you do long-term trading. It's a 13% chance of winning, and that just means positive. Doesn't mean how much positive you are. It just means of staying positive as a long-term trader. So they go over like 4 to 5 year period of time. Only 13% remain positive. 13.5% people win in Vegas. That's what's crazy, is like based on algorithms they just calculate. So you have a better chance of going positive in Vegas than you do long-term trading. Yeah. So trading's basically gambling.
It is. You know, everything's a little bit of a gamble, but
everything's
But if you invest long term, truly, you have a lot better chances. You know.
So talk to me about this fund. What made you want to start this crypto fund?
Pretty simple though. Like for years, people have been coming up, Dan, here's $1 million we invest. I'm like, we're not set up. We're not set up. So my friend Bridger, his dad has a fund. They were like $26 billion IPO, right? So he
shout out to Bridger. He was on.
He retired out. And I'm like, hey, dude, let's do a GP together. You have half, I have half. So, dude, I just got my bag, man. I need to enjoy life. I'm like, okay. So then he's like, but my son knows funds really well. He's got a lot of energy. He's young. He's really hungry. And plus, you know, I want to see my son succeed. So you get pops too to help you. Yeah. I'm like, cool. So then Bridger and I decided to put together a fund and actually formally take people's money to invest and be able to do it and mirror really what I've been doing. Yeah. And so it's great now. So I can help some people and cool.
I mean, you've obviously invested a ton of time and a ton of energy into like the research and the study. And dude, like you're constantly sending out like these things and like this research. I'm like, dude, like how are you reading this much stuff about this? You know, like
you're moving fast.
Do you have a team, or is this based on your resurch? Do you have a team of analysts who are doing this for you? Wow.
So what I have is, and they're usually like younger people like yourself that are specialists in different areas, like NFT, right? And some are experts in crap coins, and some are whatever it is.
How are you an expert in crap coin?
Yeah, no, you can be because
Really?
you're just in the social groups of the startup.
Okay,
right?
all right, that's fair. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
And so that's why I'm able to deploy into projects that once I vet them before they even launch in the whitelist they call it.
Yeah.
Right before anyone else can get it.
Yeah.
That's why it's kind of cool.